Welcome back, everybody, here to another episode of Gregtech Community Edition Modern. Last time we did this wonderful coke oven and got our bronze as well as some materials wrapped up and ready to get into our steam age, get our first Gregtech machines. I guess technically the coke oven is a Gregtech machine, but there's so many other mods out here that run this that it just doesn't feel quite like we're into Gregtech yet. I did pop up some drawers really quick. There's a separate recipe for this that I'll go ahead and show on screen. You basically make the chest, and instead of doing a full just the planks on top and bottom, you have to have a soft mallet and a saw to be able to do a crafting of drawers. But I made those off camera, gathered some more materials, and I think we're ready to kick this off here. I think the first thing I was going to show off was we're going to grab out our Damascus steel, and I'm going to make me a little anvil to go ahead and repair. It might feel like a lot, but without much this tool does, I want to see how much a single repair of this hammer cost. So if we put that in there, does it increase? I don't want to go all the way, so I think we'll go with 2. So I go to max durability. What are we at right now? So we're at 600. One of them increases it by about 800. It looks like that would be 9. So we'll go ahead and use it a little bit more before I repair it, especially since I'm not going to be doing so much of that to start with. In fact, at first, we might as well just put it away so we can grab out our tools. Not the axe, though. Seeing as we are going to start our first couple bronze machines right now. So, first thing that it wants us to get into is we're going to go ahead and make a low pressure steam boiler. And the solid boiler is the only available boiler for now. It has, as the glass needed for others is not available just yet. You can get by with only one, but we'd recommend making at least 2. Important. Boilers can explode. This still catches out experienced Gregtech players, so keep this warning in mind when setting your boiler up. Water does not gel well with high temperatures, and a steam explosion may occur under the following conditions. The boiler is overheating, its temperature is indicated by the red bar in the GUI, and the boiler does not have any water. This is signified by the absence of the blue bar in the GUI. And then the boiler receives water whilst both conditions are true. You can avert catastrophe by filling the boiler with water before heating it up and making sure the water supply is constant. The drain is slow. 1 millibucket of water boils into 160 millibuckets of steam, so you shouldn't have to worry about running out. The boiler can auto-eject steam on all its faces except the bottom. For automated water input, use the bottom face. In this mod pack, explosions are configured to not damage any block or entity, but you'll still lose your machine. So that's good to know. It sounds like this is all pretty much the same here, so we can just kind of rush through this. So the recipe, we need 5 plates, we need our wrench, and we need bricks. That's the one thing I did not put in there, so we'll go ahead and pop a full stack of these. I think bricks are required for all of the different machines, so we'll just do a bunch. Do one there. Grab one more. And while that's going, we'll get our plates ready. Do the 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we'll go ahead and take our hammer. 2, 3, 4, and 5. We're going to need us a furnace. We are going to start with 1, and we can always make one later when we can get more bang for our buck when it comes to the plates. Because we can get ourselves an auto hammer. I believe takes 3 ingots to get 2 plates. So it helps make it a little bit more efficient for us. But we'll see about that when that comes up. 1, 2 plates. This wrench. There is our first boiler. Now, with that boiler, unlocks a couple things. We've got the primitive water pump, which takes a lot of resources to get into, but then we can also build that into a multi-block to actually get us some water. So we're going to go ahead and get these parts up and running. Looks like I don't need anything special for those ones. I'm just going to need creosote planks. So we'll take our bucket, take a couple logs. I'll make at least 8 of these creosote planks. Treated wood. And we'll look at this. So we need 1, we need... I forgot how much this is. Let's look into what other machines we can do first, because that's actually going to take a second. So let's get ourselves... I know I need 8 plates, because we're going to get into our machine casing here. Which should look like that. Hammer? Hammer. So there's our very first machine casing. If we go read that, it'll let us know steam machines accept any steam that is pumped from nearby boilers into their internal storage tank. They will run recipes from EMI up to 32 EU per tick, low voltage tier. This quest unlocks the new tutorial on Steam in the Tips and Tricks tab. So here's where I was looking at. I guess we get in the... This is what we want. So we want the forge hammer, because this will allow us to get plates for a cheaper cost. So let's look at that quest really quick. That quest we got. Within the creation of this machine, many recipes that once required you to use a hammer can instead be made here. It can process cobblestone into gravel, gravel into sand, and it's zippy at that to boot. Last but not least, it makes plates at a better ratio, 3 ingots for 2 plates. A worthwhile investment? A worthwhile investment? Question mark is not there. It's an exclamation point. You know what? Bonus. We'll give you an anvil back if you craft the forge hammer. Oh. Do we need the anvil? We do need the anvil. Can I pick that up and use it? Yes. Okay. So, considering we already have that, we need just the piston and the machine casing, which they didn't change that recipe, so that one's nice and easy. So I just need wood. 1, 2, 3, 4. We need redstone and iron. I got it all. So we go ahead and toss our iron in. Although, you know, we don't break the wood down into planks, can't do the piston. So let's just go ahead and do that. Now the last part is these bronze fluid tubes, which looks like we need iron plates, our wrench, and our hammer on either side. So go 1. Don't know how many pipes it makes, so let's find out how much it makes before we just craft a bunch of them. Okay, we're good. So it does make 1. And we need 3. 4, 5, 6. What am I talking about? There we go. Now I pop all that in there, and is our low pressure steam pipe. Now the only question is, I don't think we need bronze. So let's look at pipes really quick. So we did small pipes. We got bronze. Do we have... Yes, let's go look at the quest really quick, because I'm sure it's going to tell us. So we got fluid, fontaine, and item. I don't know what that one's going to say yet. So fluid pipes will transport steam between machines for you. Each pipe has a certain throughput. One's always a weird one. In millibuckets and a temperature limit. This is relevant right now as steam will burn wooden pipes. Some pipes have very special attributes you don't need to worry about for now. Each material has several sizes for pipes. The bigger the pipe, the higher the throughput, but the more expensive the craft. For example, a normal bronze fluid pipe transfers 120 millibuckets. And it also has 1,200 millibucket internal buffer. Get any bronze fluid pipe to complete this quest. Yes, we get some golden apples for that. The small and normal ones in particular are used in other recipes as well. Reminder, 1 second equals 20 ticks, assuming the server isn't lagging. Note, Gregtech 6 style pipes are enabled. It means that placing pipes connects them only when the block they were placed against. To open more connections, use your wrench. You can also shift right-click with your wrench to disable input from a side. This can help counteract sloshing. So that's pretty good there. Now, you want to set it up right on over here somewhere. Thinking, don't want to be too far away from the water. So I'm thinking right here might be a good place to go ahead and plop it on down. I'm thinking I want the boiler closer to the water, so we'll go ahead and plop it down like right here. And then we'll put our forge hammer. Probably best to put it right on top to begin with. Make sure it's pointed to the back. Now the steam should be able to input into that. Let's go ahead and see. Give it a huge internal buffer. Pull up. Now we'll give it some. Gonna probably turn all of those in place. Let me go ahead and look at recipes really quick. We got ourselves an alloy smelter. Should get us into Invar. I think we'll hold off on that and we'll work towards a grinder? Macerator? I guess it really doesn't matter which one we do because we are going to need plenty of those. So go ahead and get those plopped on in. We'll grab ourselves, take this coal and pop it in our furnace over here. Grabbing out the charcoal, and we'll stick some charcoal in there to begin with. Maybe just like a couple of pieces here. Gotta go ahead and get up to temperature. In the meantime, while it's getting up to temperature, we're gonna go ahead and build ourselves a pump. Get rid of this rain really quick. But the pump requires those treated planks. So we got one treated plank. We're going to need a bunch of iron. So we're going to have to go into making an iron ring. which, if I'm not mistaken, so I'll look this up. Went right there. So the ring, yeah, so it's a file and a hammer together. So we need 1, 2 of these. So we'll go ahead and file 2 those down. Then we need the hammer and the file to make 2 rings. Then we'll need 4 plates. 1, 2, 3, 4. With a ring. I believe we need a screwdriver too. Oh, and a file and a screw. So let's go ahead and do that. Screw is this one. Then we'll saw that in half. And then we will file down us a screw. Go ahead and make that one. Then we will look in here. We need another screw. We need these, which I think we don't have any of those. Do that. Oh, I didn't pull out my soft hammer, I guess. There's that for 1, 2. 2 of those. Now we just need that one more screw, and I think we're pretty much done. Which requires the file there. The saw. And the file. Looks like, oh, cobblestone slabs. Another interesting thing to have to add to that, but nonetheless, oh, we need a large one. Oops. Not 2 small ones. Probably gonna need a couple more of those. But we'll take that large one, and that is all we need for the pump. Now, problem is the pump does require a hatch, which, again, we need more of this stuff. So we got the 2 there that we need, but we're going to need another one of these large fluid pipes. We're going to need, we got the 2 of those. We need more rings, which means we need 2 more of these. Technically 3. 1, 2, 3. Go ahead and do the hammer and file on 2 of them. And then we need the saw and the screw. Should be all we need for the input hatch. And now we need our decks. Oh, that's right. It requires quite a bit of screws. How many more iron do we have? We all out entirely. I take it if I smelt that. Yeah, that's what I thought. We need a centrifuge to get that out. So being practically out of iron, we're kind of halted on that for just a bit. However, we should be able to come on over here now. Take a look at this. And we do have steam in there, so we can have it go through, and it should start smashing our bronze into plates. Look at that, our first one. And then just remember, don't ever stand behind the back of this, because this will hurt. But we now have power. Only thing is that once there's not enough steam, you gotta take it out and just let it sit there. No, you gotta soften it, let it, that's right. So now I should hold. I'm gonna put like 3 or 4 more of those in there. Leave that temperature nice and high. There we go. Let it fill up on some more while we go ahead and look at some stuff for a second now that we got that finished. So now we got this one done. It's going to give us some fluid pipes. So now we don't need to worry about fluid pipes to wire up the water. However, take that anvil back. Take that extra bronze dust you gave us. Looking at which one we should go for, I'm thinking we got to get to the blast furnace. So the steam compressor unlocks some new recipes. It looks like it's not all that crazy to craft, so we could get that one up and running really quick. Did we make another machine block yet? I don't think we did. No, we have not. So let's pop the dust in there, pop the planks in there. Pop on over here. Should be able to pop these 2 in. That's right, it's only going to create 1, which is fine. Create us another 2. I think we'll be a little bit short, so let's go macerate a few more pieces of copper up. We need 1, 2, 3 more pieces of copper, 1 more piece of tin, and that should be enough for me to be able to run 2 more cycles of that and get the compressor. Although I think the alloy furnace would be just as good of a pick, because that should reduce our bronze. The bronze alloy smelter is used for well alloys. You'll want them for efficient bronze recipe, for the efficient bronze recipe, and for red alloy in the near future. Out of all the steam age machines, this is the most steam hungry. If you ever find yourself running out of steam, give your machine a love tap with any soft mallet to momentarily pause it. So yeah, that's what I thought. So we might just want to do one of these then, because it's a simple recipe for the alloy furnace. And it would make the most sense for us to do that one first, considering that's going to help us out with future recipes. So yeah, just needing the 2, 6, 7, 8. We got 16 into our furnaces. 2 furnaces. We need our brick. Should be able to just make 1, 2, 1, 2. What else do we need for that? Oh, we need 3. Bronze brick casing. It's not the other thing I thought it was that makes the boiler. We need that. Need the 5, and then we need our hammer. Gives us the casing. We need the 6 pipes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we go hammer on one end. Chisel on the other? No. Bench. 1, 2, 6. Done. Now we use that for our alloy smelter, which is right on low pressure steam alloy smelter. And place that. I think we'll get our first pipe that we're also going to lay down as well. Actually, let's just do the 3 right off the bat so that we can place another machine future-proof it for a second. Even though it's not going to be for very long. But it's not too terrible to lose the steam in this one. So we're going to go ahead and grab our wrench out. Wrench it on off. Pop down a couple of pipes. So we go 1, 2, 3. With those pipes, we can plop down our machines. We got our forge hammer and our alloy smelter, and we'll have it go ahead and expel at the top here. Now we should have our alloy smelter, and with the alloy smelter we can use our 3-to-1 ratio, and we don't even have to grind it down, which is the best part. So we can actually go grab a couple more of everything, get them on in there. We'll do like 16. That's not the right number. 15 and 5. Though I do think we want a slower roll, because I don't think we don't have enough steam for running this. Yeah. Let's go ahead and try one recipe of it and see how long it takes. 20 seconds. Ooh, are we gonna even have enough here? Looks like we got enough, but yeah, it does look like probably on a full steam, maybe 2 crafts. Ooh, yeah, we got real close to not having enough. So I'm definitely going to go get one of these other boilers, and I guess we'll be right back after I get another one of these boilers up and running. Alright, so we're back. I got the second boiler up, and it's heating up currently. And with it actually where it's at, it's running pretty smoothly, because I can go ahead and drop it in where it's at 4,000, and it will get through its smelt, and it actually stays up pretty high throughout the smelt. So that gets us a full thing like we want. It's not planned. Oh, but we can get into the last of the couple things I wanted to make. See if I could get... Oh, I don't have diamonds. I was looking all over the place and didn't find anything. But I might be able to get the compressor done? Yeah, because we can just do that with bronze if we need to. So let's go make ourselves a compressor. See where that leads. I think that's going to be the last one we're going to be able to do for now, and we'll have to wrap up after that. So we got our thing there. Let's look at our piston. Oh, we need cobblestone. 1, 2 of those. I think it's just pipes for the compressor after that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Push that on out. Grab our compressor and done. So now with that complete, let's go read our quest for it. Figure this up to be on the line. And I will go ahead and open it. So I guess it just says it unlocks our new recipes that will help you progress towards steel, and then it gives us a block of iron. So I guess primitive blast furnace is where we're going to be going next time, so we can get into steel. Yeah, so it looks like we're gonna need to finish the macerator beforehand, since we need diamonds to get that macerator up and running, so that we can even make the dust that we need to get into the blast furnace. Because the blast furnace is needed for steel, and once we've got steel, we'll then be able to make the compressed dust, or whatever it was, bricks, that allows us to make steel. And that steel makes the high pressure version of all the steam stuff here. Seeing as that requires me a lot of searching, because diamonds are still really hard to find, if not technically harder to find, in Gregtech. The only thing that's nicer is that once you find some, you find a lot more than you'd originally find in a regular patch. But their weight on spawning is really, really low. So, we'll end it all off here, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!